to especially welcome, and I want to assume that the year is starting very good already. Today is the 5th day of the month of January 2026. I'll get used to it very soon. Earlier today, I kept saying 2025, 2025, 2025. But it's day 5 already. And I'm sure you're not living under the pressure of, new year, new me, new year, new resolution. I want to especially welcome you. And it promises to be a year of amazing reward. It promises to be a great year for every one of us. My name is Tğᴇ 2025, Monday to Friday, 4 to 5:30 p.m. every single working day of the week. We'll always be here to have a conversation around leadership, around politics, around accountability, around dividends of democracy. And it's my pleasure, and I'm inviting you again to join us in 2026 on this long journey that would involve politics, politricking, like my friend Dr. Tğᴇ would always call it. More importantly, as we focus on the build up to the 2027 election session on the show, the entire 2026. Once again, you're welcome. So look at the recent decamping of the 2019 vice president on the 31st of December 2025. He announced that he's resigned from the Labour Party, and he's for year 20. Yeah, we were here on the 1st of January, which was a Thursday. And of course, we're also here on Friday, but the Yoruba version of the show. And don't forget, Fridays are now in Yoruba. I welcome you. It's a new year. It's a new beginning. It's a new space. And once again, I say you're welcome. Let me take a very short break. Let me connect with my guest. When I come back, the program continues. I'll be right back.
The president must know that this is a bad time for our nation. We must rise to it. They are killing people in the east, in the west.
A new event. Old actors meet new ones, and a fresh twist adds up to the old subplot. Something unexpected blows up under the sun. But when elephants fight and the grass suffers and the ground shakes, we are always plugged in, watching it all unfold right here in the Situation Room.
Thank you very much, and welcome back to the show. It's an amazing time once again. Like I said, it's a new year, and I'm sure that your plans and your agenda and your everything you need to go through the entire year is also still within your plan. Today, Dr. Santos Ayuba Larab joins me on the show. He's a teacher, he's a researcher, he's a cross-cultural negotiator, and together we look at a lot of things on the show today. And I'm sure you are also very much ready to join us in this conversation.
Hello there. Remember the saying, safety first. Your safety matters, and knowing how to make an emergency call can save lives. In times of trouble, knowing what to do and who to call can make all the difference. In case of fire, if you see a fire outbreak in either your home, office, or neighborhood, what do? In case of a crime, or in danger, or you see something suspicious, what do? Also, health emergencies come without warning. So, in case of an accident, if someone is unconscious, injured, not breathing, or having a medical emergency, what then do? Simple. Reach out to the appropriate personnel by calling the emergency toll-free line on 112 or 767. Remember, 11 the emergency, give your exact location, give your name and phone number so the personnel can contact you if needed. Stay on the line. Follow any instructions. Don't hang up until you're told. Let's work together to make Lagos safer for everyone. Remember the number. Remember, call 767 or 112 in an emergency. This message is brought to you by Mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Stay alert, stay safe.
What's your emergency?
Thank you very much for still staying with us. Like I said, it's a new year, so there are quite a lot of changes that would probably have to take a few maybe days to adjust, and apps is also taking the lead as usual. If you follow the entire weekend conversation, you would follow how the former governor, immediate past governor of the state, and the FCT minister, Yᴏᴜᴛ Wike, and of course the sitting governor, talking about Governor Sɪᴛᴜᴜ. It seems they've been on each other's neck, and it looks like nobody's ready to bend or bow. Shades thrown at each other. Interesting conversation. I think Governor Fubara switching over or cross carpeting to the APC, it seems a reaction from the FCT minister, and that's exactly what he's doing right now. He's not taking it easy. He's certainly not taking any backseat on this one. He's been touring all of the local government in Rivers. Felt like he was contesting for governor again, although this time around he's not talking or he's not presenting any candidate. I followed the 2023 build-up election in Rivers State, and there was barely a time the FCT minister speaking on his behalf, telling the people, this is the next governor, is the anointed, is going to continue from wherever I stop. Whatever respect you have for me, you should also have it for him. And it's very interesting that things are falling apart so quickly, and it looks like the center is not holding anymore. Like I said, my guest today is Dr. Santos Ayuba Larab. His friends and followers call him SALT, S-A-L-T. He's a teacher, he's a researcher, he's a cross-cultural negotiator. We'll talk about a lot of things on the show today. But the last time he joined us on the show was in March 2025. And that was when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu declared the state of emergency in October 2025. So I had that Dr. Ayuba Larab joined us in March last year. That's almost a year from now. I think we should just start the conversation from there. First off, Dr. Santos Ayuba Larab, I choose to call you SALT.
Very much me. Happy New Year to you and to the listener.
As the core of the conversation. And I remember the question we asked that day was, the state of emergency, was that a sledge too big? But within that time, that was March 2025, and today, a lot has changed. From the governor was reinstated, his deputy, the House of Assembly members, also decamping to the APC, the governor decamping to the APC, senators, lawmakers in Rivers decamping to the APC, and the last few days has been a series of shade throwing, banter between the sitting governor and his predecessor, that's the FCT minister. What would you make of that, John? And it looks like it's a case of you do me, I do you. What are we expecting from Rivers going forward? Let's open the curtain from there, Dr. Ayuba.
Thank you very much, Open. And a very good day and compliments of the season to our listeners. When you look at Rivers and presently the way things are going, I was watching the other day the Minister of the Federal Capital, Wike, who has also been part of the storm or the steerer of the storm in Rivers, came back and said that I had in all his visitations you find out that, yes, there would still be trouble brewing. Wike, yes, is also a force in Rivers. Fubara, the conflict, the link of a Wike. So he must also have others in close to the presidency. He has access now to the presidency, unlike what he had before now. And now he's also building his own wings, and he's also trying to prove a point. The other thing that you also need to know is that in Rivers, it's not everybody that believes in Wike. Yeah, Wike might have some sort of governance structure based on the fact that the elections were conducted under Ibas, who was the sole administrator, as we call it, then under the 6-month, emergency rule, which of course, my comments to that was, of course, by all perspectives, it was wrong. And I still hold on to that. There is no excuse that you would give for you. And then the elections now came on board, and the election and his final thought is also getting stronger because he knows, and when he talks, most of them also actually just worship him. That's most of the local government. You can imagine the one he went in Okrika, Obama, where he also went. And why I said the same week he also went to see Tğᴇ. Everybody knows who Tğᴇ was before he became, but that they also have a force, and Wike still is on ground. But again, you also look at it beyond just individuals. To those who are supporting the individuals, is Wike's strength getting with us? Primaries. He is with him. If someone wins the primaries on it, he's not quoting directly, but the House of Assembly members, local government chairman, APC in Rivers has more. Under whose control are they? ᴄᴏᴜᴜ and his colleagues are under Wike's control. Good. Wike has already said he wants the governorship to go to, there's this guy in, I think one of these agencies, Niger Delta Commission, NDDC Commission, Yaba or somebody like that. He is in one of those agencies. But that is his candidate. So begin to imagine how he's brewing. And even in Iṛsᴛ, it is also not going to be easy for a Wike. It's going to be a lot easier for a Wike and a lot better for a Fubara if other blocks like Lesnos Abe is with him, is with Wike. So if you begin to look at the perspective of Rivers, you now know that the power blocks of Rivers are on more towards Wike than they are towards Fubara.
Okay. We'll leave Rivers State real quick, but 9th of December 2025, where he responded to a previous interview that was granted by the governor of Oyo State, Governor Seyi Makinde. Since then, he's been to Bonny, to Gokana, to Emoha. It's been party reception, and for all of those receptions that Wike had been attending, he's also talked about the fact that we took a gamble in 2023. He worked at the federal, but a person that we know that how do I even say it now? There was a part where he said that the dog that refuses to dance is because he knows what is not making. There's just been that back and forth. Are you worried that there could be some political tension, and the bulk of the job is going to be in 2026 because the primaries, the nomination, everything towards the 2027 election will be done this year? Are you was talking to the traditional rulers that they should stay out of politics 2027 election in Rivers?
About these two groups of people, or more than that, a Wike group or a Fubara group. You see, when guys begin to fight, one was a vampire. They know where they meet. But the people who are following them are going to be the victims of this whole game. Rivers is going to be volatile. Because from what we see, Wike as a person cannot handle the forces. In a war, as if it's a battle. What he's doing now, they're already stirring the local areas. But again, you know that a local government that an Odili, a local government that an Amechi, a local government that Wike is a small boy. The same thing that Makinde also said about a Wike. But you see, they never brought these things to us because they were also very close to Wike. It is now that the state is getting small, that they are now beginning to throw stones on each other. For Makinde only brought this out when he is now seeing that PDP is completely losing its base. You can imagine what PDP have in the number of parties. So Sintiri, of course, is there. He's finishing his term. Already he has jumped ship. Most of the people who are now jumping from PDP to APC, like the governor of Plateau, is about a second election. Like the governor of Taraba is about the second election. And then beyond that, it is also the, the date that has been thrown to them about a so-called vice presidency. But again, you know that it is not easy to just shift a Shettima. Shettima is also a force. So when I hear people talk about a vice president, either is Mutfwan, that is why he went to, I just laugh. Because you need to sit down and look at your analysis. If they say a Kefas, when was it that Kefas came into politics? The governor of Taraba. If not because of the Mutfwan, if not part of the Jang forces, would anybody have seen him? And then part of the WK forces and the rest. So people tend to forget so quickly what brought them on board. And they begin to make mistakes thinking that they have arrived. Even if is it a Mutfwan that will beat a Dogara? Or is it a Kefas that will beat a Dogara? But again, you find out that the middle belt has been disrespected. We get the votes, we have the votes, but nobody takes us because we don't also consult ourselves. Everybody goes in a belter. Is it in the military? Is it in politics? But again, each middle belter can go here, you can come back to Solomon Larry, you can go. So we've had our own story as a people that we don't understand what it means. It was an Obasanjo, then to a Tinubu in the south, even as presidency has gone back to the south. So in Nigeria's history of democracy, when you return to civil rule, you find out that the Yorubas are now like what you call the high flyers. Come to the northwest, you also see 8 years and a bit of the Yaradua's years. But again, in the south, how many years? 6 years. The northeast, of course, with the vice president in the Shettima, who knows that, of course, give and take. And you know what it means for them and what is going on now on the politics. So I think, as it is, you are now finding there are no alternatives. And people are disrespecting. So virtually there is no election at the center. Because there is what we call a state level of just state capture. It has become also the aspect of personality worship, institutional conglomeration, and they're going to dislodge them from the ticket. If you don't dislodge them, others would do. I wonder what they will be doing. You see, when people just go and then begin to worship, it is the office that gives him that respect. It is not the person that gives the office the respect. But again, when I see people go into a tyranny of personality worship, we still don't understand what that means. The danger is not now. The danger is not even for a third term alone. The danger is for an unending seat. Because we've seen civilians who have remained in office. Niger. So you would see civilians holding on to power, Côte d'Ivoire or Ivory Coast, one of the most recent elections. Was it not by election? How many times now is that person going? And that is what Nigeria is driven into. Nobody can tell Tinubu, no, sir. Your vote is AB. If you're lost, you don't need anybody to join you. It's a party. Allow for multi-party democracy. Allow for multi-engagement. Let people have alternatives. Then it gives you value as a president. But the way everybody will tell you, is the president said I should. And I also don't believe that he is the one who is telling them. They are just cowards. They are fearful people. You're jumping and disrespecting people who voted for you. Is that respect? And then nothing is happening to them whereas the election. It is not your mandate. It is the mandate of the people. What was the consultation like? In Plateau, in Taraba, in Ebonyi, when I say them, I mean the business class, I mean the political class, I mean the theocratic class, as in those who claim to be clergy, whether you're Muslim or Christian. I also mean the military establishment. I also mean that when a state, you know that the state is in trouble. And I always tell people, when power is in the hands of mediocres, and those mediocres are people who celebrate banditry and criminality, you know that there's a trouble, there's a problem in the state. And the poor are getting poorer. The margin is being widened. The victims, poverty is used. It gets to a point where not even the security architecture can protect or save what people would do in
the control.
Correct. Correct. You were just in my mind. You can't control it. But don't push people to the cliff. And that is what they're doing. And people are resorting to self-help. People are now becoming a government of their own. They are just doing anything they want to do. There are no laws. So it's just the statement that you live in a banana and an alcohol republic. Everywhere is slippery.
Dr. Ayuba, now it's getting very interesting as 2026 seems to be very loaded in terms of the political conversation majorly, because depending on the guidelines of INEC, if we are going to follow 2022, 2023, then you would assume that before December this year, every political party that wants to participate in the 2023 election, if it's going to be February and March, would have done their primaries. That means the bulk of the political conversation, from party primaries to nomination to decamping to appeal, all will have to be done in 2026. But before we even move into that, you made mention of the middle belts, and let's narrow it down to Plateau State. At the start of 2025 to the 1st of January 2026, the PDP had lost Akwa Ibom State, they've lost Delta, they've lost Enugu, they've lost Osun, Rivers, Bayelsa, Taraba. Check this afternoon. Almost all of the commissioners in the cabinet of Governor Mufwang had resigned their membership of the PDP by the national chairman of the party that coincidentally happened to be his opponent in 2023. Professor Nentawe Yilwada, the national chairman of the APC, 𝐴ᴏᴜᴜ, and all of them have resigned their membership of the PDP. Did you see the decamping of Governor Mufwang, as he has said, for the good people that won their mandate from the Supreme Court, seems to have moved to the All Progressive Congress? Check all of those. Maybe the next is going to be the governor of Kano State from the NNPP as well. The people of the party that have always held sway in Plateau State, except the 8 years of now Senator Simon Bakola Long. What do you make of the recent political development in Plateau State, and do you think it could in any way affect the second-term ticket of Governor Mufwang?
Before I get to the last part of let me take you through a passage of an analysis.
Please, we're with you.
The first question you ask is that, are the commissioners grounded? Do they have a backbone? Do they have structures? They don't. These are people who were unpicked clanishly because they are related, or they belong to one clique or the other. And these are people who cannot even win their polling units. I don't stand to. It's because a lot of the people who are moving with him are finding their bread and butter with him now, because he's close to the consolidated revenue of Plateau people. They are not independent-minded people, and I don't stand to be corrected. But again, I would also say, open the platform. Anytime they come, we will tell you their origin and their history. They don't have a political history. Bring one out of all his commissioners that had them. We brought them into limelight in terms of politics, starting back at the student time. But again, you see, when a people occupy office, let me use myself. If I am a commissioner with you, not that jump ship. I respect ability. If you are a governor and you respect your people because you know that the mandate came from a product of consultation, and that you have godfathers and you have people that you employ to serve as commissioners, local government levels, to tell them, look, I am under pressure. This is what I am thinking. What is your thought? Tell me if you had any consultation with his party as it then was, his own domain. Because how he came on board, may God rest the souls of Tᴜᴜ. Tᴜᴜ would have been the one from his ethnic group and from the local government that would have been the governor of Plateau. But again, because he was in APC, because John wanted to impose, may God also rest the soul of my brother and my friend, GNS. And that was why APC won. And APC won, allowed him on board, and didn't do what the people wanted. And yet, he won. He won because, as at that time, if you look at the party, Mentally was just coming into elections as a neophyte. And yet, the margin between him and a Muslim who once served as the chairman of a local government wasn't much. So you should give Mentally the credit on the back and the path, because you should also give it this point at which you ended this session. Will he get a second term? He has an uphill task. That I know. Because, well, you know, when the head of a bicycle gets hooked, the rider of the bicycle must fall. That is what will possibly reach. The fear is an apathy. But if they are going to have a real election, I can assure you, they won't want to come back. To understand the
no, I just want you to change your location a bit. We're struggling to hear you.
Oh, okay.
I think it's better now. Go on, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it was the network because I can hear you clearly.
Oh, yeah, let's go on.
Yeah, like I said, if you're looking at real voting in Plateau, his first challenge would even be in his own local government and among his own people. Because he already has battle within his ethnic group, within APC. Where you have been in Plateau, the Dᴏ Nation, the Tağᴇ Nation, the Ǹgaf Nation, the Mōrabul Nation. Those are four major of the PDP stock. The Lantan Tağᴇ Nation, you already see the demand, the Dᴏ. So begin to imagine out of these groups, he has the fact that he is not on ground. He is not popular. Those who are following him are just following him because they just want to eat. But the structures and those who are on ground and can be PDP and APC. And the APC structures are not in his hands. The PDP structures are not in his hands. So show me the giveaway. Because what we're smelling and what we're hearing is that not only the commission, even the chairperson of local government, the APC is already asking for local government that they know they don't have strength in, but they want to impose their own local government style. And they are all APC guys. The same thing with the commission.
It's a real struggle, Dr. Larab.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I'm not to breaking in between the conversation.
Let me adjust. If you just fine.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Sequence of the conversation. I've been speaking with Dr. Santos Ayuba Larab, and we're looking at police to get involved fully. We're looking at the issues in Rivers, the back and forth between the former governor and the sitting governor. We're also looking at the recent decamping. Okay, I think we're back with you now, Dr. Larab.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Very better now. Very better now.
That's fine.
Please go on.
If you have a capacity and you have been on ground, you've been in politics, you understand that you have the friendship of people across board, you have not been on ground. This is a person that majority of his life, he lived it in Kaduna. He was coming to serve as a local government chairman, not entirely his ethnic group, but occupies Mangu. There are perspectives. You have also the FIAM, and also marginalized, both in terms of using things of the politics of Plateau. I would tell you that he is striving with a 45 against a 60.
Okay.
And it also depends. It depends on who, again, they bring out as a candidate on other platforms. But I know he's not going to be unopposed like Tinubu.
The PDP even came a distance third in that presidential election in the states, whereas the PDP won the other seats, even the House of the National Assembly, until the issues within the PDP. But godfather of modern politics on the plateau, the way they call him, the former governor of the state, Reverend Jonah Jang. Where does he stand in all of these conversations? Do you see him and his camp? I know a couple of his, political sons and daughters are also part of this cabinet. Is he moving to the All Progressive Congress, or if he stays, does he have enough to hold it?
You see, I normally don't speak for people. I will not speak for Jang. But again, I read a so-called memo from Clinton Garba, who serves as his media aide. APC, if Jang moves to APC or remains in PDP, you see the dynamics of the time are not the same. What happened in the last election was because of the presidential candidature of @atiku. That was why PDP came third. Peter Obi came first in Plateau because people felt and they think that it should also go to the east, and then there was also the aspect of the Catholic influence, because Peter Obi is also a Catholic. So those dynamics are not the same. The other fact is that there was also a running battle, even within Plateau, which you also understand, between Esheke Ayadingil And then Janhu wasn't even the one contesting, but the battle again was also along the lines of religion. Kind of power. His power is 2000, and it's not the same thing that he has now. It has withered. It has eroded, even among his people. Not to talk less statewide, but he still has some the party, should in case the case is because the PDP is also claiming to wait on the judiciary, that the matter is in the judiciary. We wait to see. And whatsoever is subjudice, it's not for anybody to also put a peg on it, because we're still using the 2021 Electoral Act. And it is not changing because it has not been amended. There is already a conflict between the legislative election would also favor and give them some kind. It has clearly stated that they have not brought out the timetable. Since the primaries at different platforms, the names would be submitted, whatsoever the challenges would be, it must finish within this year, month, March, April, into the rains. And then, for each thing, for those who will be from aspirants, to those who will be declared candidates, to those who would now be declared as those who will go for the secondary election. But I think that it is now the politics of the vicious cycle of region. The vicious cycle of region in itself starts with the voting at the polling units. So knowing that that happens, then the aspect of coalition and then the aspect of declaration. So the people's mandate also matters. But again, would it hold water? This also takes me to the part where people need to also understand the importance of mandate. It is not about these people. They don't own us. We're not slaves. Because at the point of coalition, once the mandate at the polling units are protected, that's the point of region. It is not collated to be declared wrongfully for the courts to come in. The court would be out of business. So for me, we should also understand that there is also going to be apathy, because people are already showing it. Look at the elections that happened in Anambra. Look at the elections that happened in one of the southwestern states. And then the elections of 𝐴ᴏ, and then eventually Osun. People are not just interested because poverty has been just to allow anything to go. So for me, I think that we should be able to know that these individuals are becoming irrelevant. In their states, the governors are also the people say, but they are just trying to play what we call it, the wolves tactics, licking, showing you they like you because they want to eat. They think that it is only in government that they will eat food. And that's why they are following them. But it will get to a point where they will collect and not do what they want them to do.
So the resignation of Mr. Peter Obi on the 31st of December, political observers had, credited his decision to official 2023 presidential election. He's moved to the ADC, and now within the pool of the hopefuls for the ticket of the ADC, there's the former vice president, 2019 State former Speaker and former Minister of Transport, Right Honorable Rotimi Amaechi. There's also the Governor of Kaduna State, Malam Nasir El-Rufai. Then the Peter Obi. First off, Dr. Larab, how significant is the movement? I think a lot of people agree that it was a matter of when, not if, that Peter Obi would leave the Labour Party because of the leadership issues they have in the party as well. Now he's officially joined the ADC. Where do you think the pendulum of the structure of the ADC would swing to? Structure in this case, I mean the presidential ticket of the party. I mean, there's a lot that will play out in the next couple of months in the ADC. A lot of people could also still join. We are seeing reps members already decamping and joining members as well. We have 7 senators from FCT, Senator 𝐴ᴏ had officially joined the ADC. We have a lot of House of Reps members as well. What do you think could play out in the ADC? Let's set up a crystal ball. Let's see how the party, if at all, would continue to build base. What do you see in the...
To asking this question. But again, the first point is, who are the owners of the party? The first question to ask, who are the owners of the party? I was asking on a different platform, radio station some time back when this ADC thing started. And I know the kind of conversations I've had, how holy will that gathering be? No matter how long it takes. And El-Rufai, Tambuwal, Peter Obi, and Amechi, and El-Rufai and Amechi were the same set of people. And Atiku, who fought you as a Peter Obi, and you left PDP. And leaving PDP, those guys were the founder, David Mark, who is also an acting chair of the ADC. So God's question is, which one of them, one-on-one now, as it is? If Peter Obi, you were running from a Labour Party problem, that was a minor thing for you to have solved, and you are running away from that, you refuse to solve it because of a young person who you would have stand with him and solved that problem. You're joining a party of wolves, and then everybody is looking to maybe have a good bite. But again, you know that ticket with an Atiku who never wanted to build anybody. Show me his mentee. Show me his mentee. If Ayero had done that to Atiku, who would have seen Atiku? So Atiku has refused. I use the word clearly. He has refused to build people. He feels that he is the one and only. Now in Adama is a different game altogether. But you can imagine that Yar'Adua, may God rest his soul, who was also a national figure, picked him and belt him, not minding anything. But today, show me one person that Atiku has belt. The opportunity he had would have to build a Peter Obi, because of course Peter Obi would have been more loyal to him. Yes, you might have the whole team. He called it tap tap. And then how governors, Atiku had leadership when he was vice president of governors. They were virtually worshipping him. Obasanjo had to nip and also control that. And you must also give Obasanjo a pat on the back, because without that control, only God knows where we would have been today. So, Stan, but again, who will be the candidate that would be a person now who has all of those governors in those different states? Security is in his hands. INET. So, for me, I've told a lot of people, it seems there is no presidential election, because already it shows that the game is over. And the time is short, except post Tinubu. If they are planning against the next 4 years' time, or the next 6 years, because we have not yet exhausted
this is just like you highlighted, the former Senate president, the longest serving Senate president in our democratic history, are talking about Senator David Mark, as the only coalition that can unseat the APC government at the federal level. They said that the governors don't hold sway, that the people, 2027 election is the people against the APC. Acceptance and balance, perhaps. The more politicians they're able to get to their vote could give them a bigger chance.
Yeah, let me go back again. This is my opinion. People have a right to disagree. It will also be their opinion. And show me an Amechi in Rivers. If he can deliver Rivers with what is happening in Rivers, can an Amechi play the game in Rivers? Magnus Abe, Wike are on one side, Fubara and the rest are on other parts. Even if Amechi, then let's leave that. Show me a David Mark in Benue. So I'm not speaking about what I don't know. And I'm also not speaking about areas I don't also follow in terms of their politics. Show me who again, and Arebesola, even in Oshun. Show me again those House of Reps members who are just battling and struggling for survival. You see, the House of Reps members and the senators are smart. In areas, other areas, ABC can win X. There are areas where they can win. You go to Sokoto, for instance, a Tambuwal has some force in Sokoto. And if a Tambuwal and then the establishment in Sokoto want an ADC to win, you come to Bauchi, you cannot push the governor of Bauchi just like
Bala
that because
Mohammed.
he's PDP. Good. You can't push Bala Mohammed just like that. Ask anybody. And Bauchi people are a people that should be locals. They should be an example to other states. If Bauchi people tell you we want X party,
it is
they
X.
would stand for. It's going to be X party. They've proven it. And show me. So all of this noise about calling names of people who have been governors, who have been senators and the rest, and I challenge it. Go to Benue and show me the mark of a David Mark, as his name implies. Show me his mark. Outside the senatorial area, where today is in the hands of Abamoro, son of David Mark, who is now senator, and is in PDP. Is he also going to join David Mark in
ADC?
So David Mark, as a godfather, in ADC? So for me, I think that we should look at this thing beyond the names of people who have lost relevance. In my small corner, I know what I can control. Will you tell me that the Mumfon will come and control Oijang, will come and control my space? No. Because there are people who would rather stand with me than stand with them. And you can also have this in other areas. But again, the disappointment is in the fact that we take the names of people who have exploited the state, and today they are changing clothes, and we think that people will follow them. No. People are getting wiser. They might not be showing it. They might not be vocalizing it the way some of us are. But the truth about it is that these people lack the trust of the people. And that's why I'm using Kaduna. Kaduna, yeah, go and vote to Kaduna. Which side will El-Rufai win? That Sani today is governor. Show me one side that El-Rufai will win. And then the southern side, part of Kaduna. So I think we should go beyond that. But people have every right to disagree with my analysis. But again, I am also tinting it so that people will understand that it is beyond this individual. It was the office that was giving them the power and the resources that was close to them. Today, they have resources, the same people who supported the Tinubu. So how am I sure that they are not also playing a game for Tinubu in another party? So why should I follow them?
2025 rather, and then we looked at some of the political happenings. What are you looking forward to the most politically in 2026? I mean, we know that there'll be a lot of issues, issues left and right, but Nigerians are also looking forward to how the ambassadors that have been screened, where they would be designated to. But more than all of those, Dr. Santos Ayuba, what are you looking forward to the most? Maybe your top three, expectations politically in 2020.
My first expectation is for those who are occupying spaces. I use the first occupying spaces, those in government reduced. But again, you see, with the tax aspect, it is also going to widen it. The second part of it is they should look at, my expectation is that it should be better. The coin at all, the legacy he should leave is to also transform and impact on the aspect of education, so that my first expectation of poverty would be reduced, because a lot of also help them to also reduce. My third expectation is that the opportunities should be open. The dignity in labor for anything one does, and that also goes with the fact that our purchasing power parity should be better than where it is. That if you have 10 naira, value of a naira, and the value of the naira is near zero, is not even just low. If it were low, we would manage and then uplift it from that level. So these three clear expectations with my added comments are just what I expect. And again, but again, it's not yet Uhuru. The other one is for the elected. The elected are beneficiaries. They are our servants. They are not only, he comes from my church, he comes from my mosque. We have lost it. The points of manipulation are my right in the hand.
Dr. Santos Ayuba Larab, for opening the conversation for us today. The first Monday, the first edition of the show for the week on a Monday, and also for the year. I'm pleased to have you join us. I mean, I know that your schedule is super tight, and you still, find a way to drill it out. But on a final note, before we leave, what would you want to say to, Nigerians as we continue to, you actually touched a very tiny part of the question I would have asked in terms of how we take our electoral decisions. Do we still vote on some of those primordial sentiment of religion or tribe or language or political party affiliation, and then we sacrifice competence, we sacrifice credibility and capability and all of those? As Nigerians slide into maybe the busiest political time in our history, because I think the 2027 election is going to be more complicated than the 2023 election. What would you tell Nigerians listening to you today, Dr. Larab? What would you tell Nigerians that have decided not to be responsible enough to vote or participate in the election? Speak to them. Something they should hold on to as we prepare for the electoral cycle again.
I tell people, your vote is a right. And if you refuse to vote, you don't have a right to complain because your vote can change it. Outside giving your vote, your right is established in your mandate protection because it's a mandate, because it's a right. And because it's your right, it is your mandate and nobody should steal it. The third point is this. But look, you don't need to know where anyone comes from. What we are going to stand elections is not about money. You should also be able to profile and preview where did they get the money from. On a good day, once you collect, you have been bought and you don't have a right to complain because it's give and take. There's a buyer and there's a seller. And the consideration is the money you collect. So I plead with Nigerians. But as bad as we think it is, but the good seed doesn't bring out good things until it is planted, it gets rotten, and then it sprouts with good seeds. Nigeria is also at that trajectory. It is a country. And as we are going down, we're going down. But again, I can assure that, look, we have no any other place to go to. This is our country. We must stand to protect and also stand to make it be counted in the state of nations.
Dr. Santos, let me take an exclusive. I've had conversation with you before now. I've followed what you do. I've read a lot of your articles, some of the things you put up, your community engagement. And if I had to go through my crystal ball, maybe I shouldn't jump the ship. Are we expecting anything from you politically as a build up to 2027 election? Maybe some elective position, perhaps.
For now, no.
Okay.
As it is, well, and we're also allowing the space for people to get their actions, the reactions to their actions. You see, if you don't allow the space, people will think you're in trouble. We're allowing the space for them to also benefit be there. Because, of course, we didn't go in because we lacked what to do. We went in, we wanted to see how we could also reduce the same thing that we've always been making commentaries on. So, sincerely, you're a brother of mine. I am not open to that, any contest. We want them to still benefit from the mediocres. For the fact that they want to be worshipping mediocres, let them benefit from them. But one thing for sure you would not get me stop doing is serving as a critique of the system. I'm a Nigerian and I have a right to critique policies and then critique them rightly and give options.
Going to be with you as they've always been with you. Thank you so much, Dr. Santos Ayuba Lara Salt,
thank you, my
like
brother,
the people call you, a teacher, a researcher, a cross-cultural negotiator. Thank you. I'll keep in touch, and I'm sure that we will not have this much space like we did the last time you're on the show. The only time you've been on the show was March last year. I'm sure we'll not have to wait this long to have you back on the show.
Thank you very much. I'm honored. To our listener, I also express my thanks to your listening ears. And should it cross your boundaries, look at it, profile it, and you have a
home now. And I'm seeing the wave of the politicians decamping. Thank you very much, Dr. Santos Ayuba Lara, for being my guest on the show today.
You're welcome, my brother.
Thank you, and have a beautiful evening. Well, interesting and engaging conversation. If you're tuning in for the very first time, let me say you've missed a lot, but you can always go on our social media platforms on Facebook and on YouTube as well to catch up on whatever program you may have missed on the show. Well, you're live on Milan 98.3 FM. It's a new year, the first edition of the show for the week. Yes, not for the year. We're here on Thursday and also on Friday. But like I said initially, before my guests joined us, the English version will now be from Monday to Thursday. So from Friday, we switch to the Yoruba version of the show, and it's going to be called Oroilu. Of course, the situation room and all of that. We're still staying with the plot of the show, but of course in a different language, and that's based on popular demand. So Friday as an analyst on the Yoruba version of the show. So it's my pleasure to welcome you to a new dimension in the Situation Room. Thank you, Dr. Santos Ayuba Lara. They call him Salt. He's a spice. He's a teacher, a researcher, and of course, he prides himself as one of the best. Nigerians would start, getting warmed up to the political conversation that would certainly engulf the country in 2026 as a build-up to the 2027 election. Are you ready? Political parties have started membership registration. So I would advise that you find anyone that is suitable for you. If you find any of the ideologies that relate with you, you should join political parties. I understand that a lot of us just don't want to be involved, but when you don't get involved, there are consequences of that. I said it on Friday that if you vote, there are consequences. If you don't, there are also consequences. And my guest just talked about that today, that a lot of us don't exactly have interest in the election. Oh, when there's continuous voters registration, we register, we collect our PVCs, maybe for identification or for whatever. On election day, you don't participate. In build up to the 2023 election, INEC told us there was almost 100 million voters, registered voters. And how many people based on whatever sentiment you have, you will feel the impact of that decision. If you don't vote at the same time, you'll also feel the impact. Gone are those days when they say, what it concern me? It concerns every single one of us, whether you participate or not. So when they say election have consequences, there are truths to those conversations. But let me allow you to join us here. 0913-600-0410. It is the Situation Room on Mainland FM, Monday to Friday, 4 to 5:30 p.m. My guest today was Dr. Santos Ayuba-Larab. And then if you listen to us, please join us tomorrow. But let me pick your calls. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Very well. Your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Nena.
Okay.
Please, I simply want to correct us. We should be able to talk about it. A lot of politicians, they keep registering new this, there. Maybe they are sponsored or something. See, if we have a good electoral process, so let's stop blaming who voted those, how many people, how many years of elections, and who has been voting them. Do you understand? We should be able to be talking about it so that they know that we know that they rig elections. We should talk to the electoral umpire. We can't be quoting them. There's consequences on election. What of consequences for bad election? Let's not promote it, please, because each time we...
Now, before you drop, that people genuinely vote on election days and then they see the outcome of the results.
See, which outcome? On election day, I personally go around and knock on people's doors and ask them to come out and vote. And after voting, what next? I do it almost. I feed people that come. They read these elections and we should be able to tell them. We should be able to demand from now, what are they doing to change this fact that I can see? Let me use my finger and vote. When you go to the bank these days, once you use your finger catches, you can't vote on another election on that day, the same election. Why are we not talking about it? Is it not doable?
Absolutely.
No, let's talk about it. Stop blaming. Let us stop blaming voters.
As much as we also know that there are people that also vote based on some of the funniest sentiments you can imagine. Some people still go on election day and then they vote for certain individuals based on whatever feelings they have at that time. Oh, this person is the candidate of my political party. I don't care whether he's competent. His son is my friend. And then we just go around and then we exercise our franchise. But we can actually do better. I appreciate your concern, by the way. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Yes, Okoyemi, let me tell you something. In life, truth especially about Obi means it. Nigeria has been shouting. You remember, Okoyemi, when you look, what is big at the head of the party, settle the rancor within the labor. You understand? Obi did not listen. You now went with this. And look at what your man said. Your girl said, who holds ABC? It's a very vital question. You understand? Do you take, you see, and look at, you see, all of these people, David Mark, the man of Sokoto, and them, is because of this presidency. And you think they will now surrender to Obi again? Did they say this? You see, that is why I said truth is bitter. Obi has supposed to have, these people that give you 6 million votes, you find it difficult to set, and you are now going to ADC. Oh my God, that's what I say, he missed it. And again, you know, your guest mentioned some. That is what America is not doing with what is that the country now they took over?
Venezuela.
Venezuela. Nigerians should understand the history. British started it. You understand? So, and it's a call of advice to our leader. They should do good because they are saying that they are taking our resources to them. So, and they are not doing the leadership they want.
Thank you very much. 0913-600-0410. You're live from Mainland 98.3 FM. It is the Situation Room. I'm just picking calls now. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Player. My long life and prosperity this year, 2016, in Jesus' name. Thank you. First, my name is Peter Usifo. I'm calling from a Baron Journey Council. This is the best carefully. Just, I want to quickly make just 2 points from what you have said. Serving their parties to ADC, and you mentioned other people like David Mark and the rest. Well, let me concentrate on Peter Obi and they left their party, LP and PDP respectively, because they could not unite the centrifugal forces in such fields that the white is very troublesome. So that is exactly what they have done. They cannot unite their party. They could not. And now they are coming to ADC. So I don't think they have any way, any good conscience thinking Nigeria may not vote for them because of this. They don't have that capacity to rule Nigeria as far as I'm concerned. This is my own personal opinion. Then finally for Rivers State, I feel for Barra as a very smart student, but very unintelligent. Very, very dull. Very unintelligent. He's not intelligent. He's just like that. Smart student. But after that, ask him questions on what he has written. He will say he was not even taught. Talk less of even remembering it. So as far as I'm concerned, he has learned nothing and he has forgotten nothing as far as the declaration of state of emergency was concerned.
Okay. I know where that conversation is going to. And I'm not sure we're ready for it on the show today. I will keep our fingers crossed. I know that before the end of today, tomorrow, more things will always come out of Rivers State. But let me talk to Prince Wise.
And I'm waiting for you.
Happy New Year to you, Prince Wise.
Happy New Year to you, my lovely sportsman. Yeah. I want to start something, but do we still have United Nations? The people like you know better. Who has no friend, who to know, who live very well, you tell me, do we still have United Nations as I'm speaking to you now? We have PTBS good. If America that is the state to the whole world, Trump, not America, Trump, because not all of America that support us again right now. We take another man country. I want to take over their resources. What is going on? The majority of Nigerian politicians are bread and butter politicians. They only go to where their bread is buttered. They be making mouths. I will do this. I will do that. Which is where they are coming from. Somebody there be somebody before. What they left behind? And he's a minister at the 10 Nigeria. I mean, in my this week, I don't know how to do the work for 8 years. Somebody is there now performing brilliantly, and you forget somebody performing well. Even though Wike, as I'm appealing to him now, is mellow down. You are performing in Abuja. Leave this man offended you. He has to apologize. Leave him alone. Mr. Sports. Let me stop from Nigeria.
Thank you very much. Ade Pepe, I got your message on Facebook, and I will kindly appeal to you to okay, let me pick calls. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Good evening.
You're welcome. Your name and where you calling from?
Mr. Kangbelina.
Mr. Kangbelina, Happy New Year to you.
I wish you the same, sir. You see, when people call and start telling us about Trump, why is Trump doing this? Is going to, what is their fear? Look, if we have leaders that are doing well, we should not be fearing Trump. And our leaders should brace up and do a good job. Yes. If you are a president, look, all this rigging that you people are planning, Trump is watching you. Trump is
Mr.
watching all of them.
Which one is you people?
The people that I'm talking to, they know themselves. Even all those people calling, they are afraid. Look, Trump is watching all of them. And one of the allegations about this man they captured in Venezuela is that the election was rigged. So if people who want to rig election, they should be very careful. Anybody that's talking that Peter Obi did this, Peter Obi did, don't want leave Peter Obi there. If you people want to rig election, Trump is there. He's waiting for you. The way they went and captured that man, do you know it? You know how that Trump went and captured that man there. So you people should just be watching. Bye-bye. I will not say anything. Okay. Happy New Year, my brother.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kangbelin, and Happy New Year to you as well. I have to read messages on WhatsApp here, and we have quite a number of them. Let's see. Good evening to you. It is not President Tinubu that is destroying other political parties. APC members should not come and tell us that Obi cannot sustain Labour Party. That's Tunde from Agboro. Okay, he said, is it not President Tinubu that is okay? This one says, good evening to you. I'm expecting the president to transform. Are you expecting the president to transform this country? It's like expecting a blind man to cross you through the express road full of fast cars. It's a suicide mission. Mr. Lekon from Lagos, thank you. It's unfortunate that after 25 years of uninterrupted democracy, we are still unable to have an independent electoral body. We cannot continue to blame the electorate when the system is not working. And the most annoying rules. We've got loads of messages, but we can't pick them. We have to go. Next up is Mainland FM Global News. And by 6 p.m. we'll come back. It's a season of higher and the 5th of January 2026. Welcome. Will join me by 6 for Sports Cruise on Mainland FM. My name is 𝐴꞉ Akere. Thank you so much, Dr. Santos Ayuba Larab, for being my guest on the show today. We'll continue this conversation tomorrow. Same station and same time. Mainland FM, 4 to 5:30 p.m. Bye for now, and I'll be back by 6.